From 1996 till 2014, an unusually high number of women have disappeared and in some cases turned up dead along the Route 29 in Virginia. The scary tale of the Route 29 stalker is infamous and well known in the state of Virginia. Many witnesses have stated that a man urged them to pull over onto the side of the road, stating that there was a problem with their car. Sometimes he would help them get to a local service station. Other times, they were never heard from again. Alicia Reynolds was a 25-year-old Johns Hopkins University grad student and last seen by her husband on March 2, 1996 at approximately 7:30 a.m. She planned on visiting her mother in Charlottesville, Virginia, but never arrived. At 6 p.m. the same day, her white 93 Mercury Tracer was found on the shoulder of Route 29, southbound near Culpeper County, with a napkin on the windshield, presumably to indicate car trouble. Once the car was checked by technicians, their inspection found that there were no car issues present. Then, on May 7, 1996, her remains were found 15 miles away in Lignum, Virginia, in a wooded area. The cause of death has never been officially released. However, Ellie felt she was most likely murdered the same day she disappeared. Police later found out that at least 20 women came forward, claiming that while driving along Route 29, an unidentified man had tried to get them to pull over. The man would get their attention by honking, flashing his lights, and yelling at them, saying that there was something wrong with their car. Some of them pulled over, and he took them to a payphone without incident. Others claimed that when they ignored him, he became furious and later drove away. 1 week before Alicia's disappearance, a woman told police that she was driving home when a man approached her. He claimed that there were problems with her car and offered her a ride, which she accepted. A few minutes later, he began attacking her, but she was able to escape his car, breaking her ankle in the process. Police now believe that the man was a serial killer perfecting his future attacks on women and was most likely the same man that Alicia encountered. In May 1996, Julianne Williams and Lolly Winans, along with their golden retriever, entered the Shenandoah National Forest to spend their vacation camping. The couple was last seen on May 24, 1996 at around 5:30 p.m. when the camp ranger assisted them in renewing their camping permits and dropped them off at the Stony Man parking lot. When no one had seen or heard from the women, Julian's father initiated the search on May 31st. On June 1st, 1996, their bodies were discovered by park rangers near the Skyline Lodge. Their wrists had been bound and their throats had been slit in a left-to-right fashion. Neither of the girls had been sexually molested or robbed. 20-year-old Anne Carolyn McDaniel was last seen on September 18, 1996. Anne had a diagnosed mental disability. Since this is still an open investigation, more recent interviews state that she was last seen on September 20th at 9 p.m. at a 7-Eleven on Main Street, Orange. She was known to hitchhike, and when she didn't return to the group home, many began to suspect the worst-case scenario. On September 22, 1996, guys exercising their dogs discovered her burnt remains in a remote area in Culpeper on Route 723 near Lignum, about 7 miles from where Alicia Reynolds' body was found. Autopsy confirmed she was killed on September 21st. Cause of death was asphyxiation. 19-year-old Samantha Clark was last seen at her home in Orange, Virginia, shortly after midnight on September 13, 2010. She told her younger brother that she will be right back. Unfortunately, she never returned. While there is no evidence of foul play, her body has not been located since. 19-year-old Sage Smith was a transgender female last seen near an Amtrak station in Charlottesville, Virginia on November 20, 2012. Witnesses have stated that she was waiting for a date who was set to meet her at 6:30 p.m. She has never been seen again. As of March 2017, her disappearance case was changed to a homicide investigation to permit the ability to search check, bank, and cell phone records. A man named Darrell Rice is considered a person of interest and the prime suspect in the murders of Alicia Reynolds, Julian Williams, and Laura Winans. In April 2002, Rice was being indicted for the double murder, but the indictment was withdrawn in 2004. Some, but not all, investigators believe the crimes along Route 29 and the crimes in the park are similar enough to show suspicion on Rice. Rice was known for flagging down women in an attempt to get them to pull over onto the side of the road, citing mechanical issues with their cars. While he had spent long stints in jail, he was not in jail during the 1996 attacks attributed to the stalker. 23 witnesses said that between January 17th and March 2nd in 1996, he tried to pull them over. When they wouldn't, he would become very angry and furious. 3 actually got into his vehicle to get help. On February 24, 1996, Carmelita Shomo stated that Darrell sexually and physically assaulted her before she jumped out of his moving vehicle, injuring her ankle. She eventually faced him in court and identified him as the man who had abducted and attacked her, leaving her on the side of the road screaming for help. Darrell entered a plea deal in 2005 for lesser charge. Darrell also served time in jail for trying to kidnap a female bicyclist on July 7, 1997, around the time of Alicia Reynolds' disappearance. Darrell's father, who lived near Culpeper, owned a truck similar to the eyewitness's description of the Route 29 stalker's truck. After being arrested, police did find hand and leg restraints in the vehicle. Darrell was not at work the day Alicia Reynolds disappeared and had been off work on all but one of the stated dates women were pulled over. In fact, his employer gave a tip to LE stating Darrell was acting strangely the days surrounding Alicia's disappearance. While Darrell did serve 10 years in jail for his crimes, he was eventually released. He went back to jail in 2009 and 2010 for violating terms of his probation. The FBI and investigators to this day believe that Rice is guilty for the 1996 murders of Julian Williams and Lolly Winans, as well as the murder of Alicia Reynolds. While the murder charges were eventually dropped due to a lack of evidence, they were done so without prejudice, meaning that he could be charged again with the crimes if new evidence information surfaces regarding the murders. The murders and disappearances connected to the Route 29 stalker remain a mystery to this date. Many people believe that there is not one Route 29 stalker, but several. Please let me know what you think of this case. Have you heard of the Route 29 murders and disappearances before? Do you think it's one person or several? Please let me know in the comments below. Hit the like and subscribe and let me know what you'd like to hear about next. Thank you for listening.